The West.
Thank you, Speaker. Today I rise as well to commemorate the National Day of Remembrance and Action on Violence Against Women. On this day, we recognize the ongoing violence against women in all parts of Canada. We reflect on and honour the lives lost to gender-based violence and femicide. It's been 33 years since the devastating shooting at École Polytechnique de Montréal. As a young woman myself, I remember that event well, and the feeling that it was an assault against all women, that these young women, these aspiring engineers, were shot or killed only because they were women. 13 young women injured, 14 young women dead. I thank the Minister for naming those murdered. As long as we name them, they will be remembered. This tragic loss of life is one that changed their families forever. It changed Canada forever, and it serves as a constant reminder of the continued existence of violent misogyny in our country. As stated by the other members, women from Indigenous, BIPOC, and LGBTQ Two-Spirit Plus communities are more likely to face gender-based violence than other women in Canada. It's important that we bring our focus to these realities and the many crises that continue to exist, including the epidemic of missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls and Two-Spirit Plus people. Just last week, a man was arrested for the murder of 4 Indigenous women in Manitoba, also named here earlier, Morgan Beatrice Harris, Mercedes Myron, Rebecca Contois, and one of whom remains unnamed. We can and must do more. I ask this government to update Ontarians on the status of the recommendations for change proposed in the Renfrew County inquest 6 months ago, following the gender-based murders of 3 Ontario women, Karen Culleton, Anastasia Kouzis, and Natalie Warmerdon. I call on the federal government to work to include femicide in the criminal code as one important step of many more necessary to end gender-based violence in Canada. We must take an intersectional approach to addressing these acts of harm against women, especially as we become more aware that gender-based violence is not limited to traditional gender identities. As MPP for Don Valley West, I'm committed to doing my part to eliminate gender-based violence in Ontario and Canada, and I know the rest of the House is as well. Thank you.
Motions.